vegan peppermint slice. It's gluten free and it's organic. You don't have to do it organic if you don't want to, but what I like about this is that it's all natural, it's healthy, and made from fruit. So the main ingredient is Medjool Dates, and we use them raw. These aren't dried dates. These are actually raw, fresh dates. They're juicy. You can see them there. Quite expensive too, but they make a really good base. So we're going to use about 1.5 cups of the Medjool Dates, and we're also going to use raw cashews. Cashews are really great because when you blend them, they make a really nice creamy paste, smooth paste. I like to not quite blend it so much, or else after I've blended it, add a few raw broken up cashews just to give it that bit of a crunch. Up to you though with that one. So we use about 1.5 cups of raw cashews. You also use 1/3 of a cup of cacao powder. Cacao powder is a superfood. It's taken from the cacao bean. So again, I classify it as a fruit, and it's actually not only high in antioxidants, it's also got a lot of magnesium in it, and nutrients, minerals. We're also going to use about 3 teaspoons of white chia seeds. These ones are the white ones. What they do is when they come in contact with water, they form a gel, and they'll help bind everything together. So obviously we're going to need some water. We use about 60 mils of water, not much, 60 mils. Help bind everything together with the chia seeds, just make it a bit more liquidy. And we're also going to use you can use peppermint extract if you like. You can use 1.5 teaspoons, but what I like to use is peppermint oil. Now it's a lot stronger, so I only use about a drop. You might find that's not enough, you might prefer 2 drops. But you can get the organic peppermint oil. So that's what I use, just a drop. I just prefer 1 drop of that. I find 2 drops too strong for me. And then finally, the last ingredient is we're going to use some desiccated coconut. In this case, I've got some shredded coconut, but you can use desiccated coconut. That's just taken obviously from the coconut and the white flesh, and it's just finely chopped up. So it's all natural, and it's good for you. And what I like about this recipe, it's quick, easy, and it's really nice, really delicious. I love this recipe. So the first thing we need to do is with the 1.5 cups of Medjool Dates, I find it's equivalent to about 14 dates. We need to just dice them up a bit, cut them up into smaller pieces, so we're going to do that now. This just helps it to blend together when we put it into the blender. It's just not so such big chunks, so that helps it just to, otherwise they don't sort of break up too easy in the blender. I'm only using a small blender here as well, food blender. Would really love it if you subscribe to our channel below, fruitinformation.com. Don't have to spend too long on this. The whole recipe doesn't take long. It takes about, maybe 15 minutes to do, if that. Most of the time will be taken when you let it set. You just put it into the fridge or freezer for about an hour or so, and it just hardens it up. So you don't want to spend too much time doing that, but just chop them up a little bit, make it a bit more finer. So the first thing we're going to do, the other thing we want to do is just line a dish as well too. I've got a bit of a dish here all set up. I like a smaller dish because I like my pieces nice and thick. You might choose a larger dish, but maybe about 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters is fine. I like to put a little bit of baking paper on it, and I like to put a little bit of the desiccated coconut there as well too, before I put the slice into it. So I like to prepare that first. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the dates into the food processor here, and we're going to add the cashews, the cacao powder, chia seeds, water and peppermint all together. So I'll just make sure this is turned on. So just going to put these in. So they're all been put in there. So again, we're going to put the that's the dates into the food processor along with the cashews. Take the bowl of cashews without dropping it on the floor. Now I admit this is not a fruit. Cashews are a nut, but we need a bit of texture to our peppermint slice. So that's been added. And I'll get that out of the way now. The next thing we want to do is we want to add the cacao powder. This is this here. And finally, we've done that. We want to add the chia seeds, water, and the peppermint. So I'm going to add the chia seeds. This is why it's so easy. Just add everything into the blender, and away you go. Blend it all up. I've got the water here. This is obviously just going to give it a bit of help with the blending. And of course you need the peppermint. So here goes the peppermint. Remember, just a drop is what I used. This is the oil, it's not the extract, so it's very concentrated. So if I can get it just a drop, there we go. Actually that's 2 drops, but that'll be okay for now. So I'm just going to clear this out of the way. So we need to blend this all together now. I find this part sometimes a little bit awkward, particularly with this type of blender. Let's see how we go. What you can do is you can add a bit more water if you find that the texture is not quite right, it's not blending right, but I have to stop it every so often just to push everything down and start it again. That's why you need the water. But I like to use just a spoon, yeah, just to make sure everything's pushed down there as I'm blending it. But persistence pays off, perseverance pays off, it will blend. You might have a better blender than what I've got, or food processor. Slowly getting there. Do that a bit more. And if you find it's too thick, then you can just add a bit more water. If you find it's not thick enough, then you can add a few more dates. So it's coming up okay. I like to have it crunchy, so I won't have all the cashews all blended into a paste. I'll leave some unblended, but I like to just, because you find that in these types of blenders, the bottom blends up well, but the top is left for some reason. Probably because it's overfull. I just like to sort of mix it up a bit and get that top part blended as well too by pushing it down to the bottom. Try that. Again. At least those dates are all blended together. That's the main thing. I want to make sure the ingredients are mixed and the dates are all chopped up and blended nicely, because that's the main one. Because I like to have the nuts, as I said before, I like a bit of a crunch to it, so I don't usually like the nuts all blended up fully. Just going to turn that over again, push what's at the top to the bottom. think that's enough for me. I like it crunchy, like I say. You'll find that, again, at the bottom, most of that's all blended. There's just a few nuts left near the top, which if I distribute that evenly throughout the slice, that should just give it, like I say, a bit of a crunch. You can blend it, of course, a lot longer. You can make it into a smooth paste if you like, if you prefer that type of texture. But I just like the crunch of the cashews. There you go. So I think that should be enough. That's tasting nice. So what we do from there is we now just transfer it into our baking dish. So what we're going to do is, and this is the fun part, we're going to flatten it down with our hand. Make sure your hands are clean, obviously. And you just flatten it down. This is where I like to actually use my fingers to flatten it down. And if you want to use your fingers, I suggest this is where you can put some of this desiccated coconut or finely shredded coconut on. It stops it from sticking to your hands. That is the slice. Just make the top a bit more drier so you can actually press into it. And I like to just press it down like so. And then what I'll do that looks good. And what I'll do once it's all pressed in firmly, again I'll just sprinkle a bit of this so it's over the top, just nice and loosely. And that, guys, is just about it. That's it. So now we're going to put that into the fridge, or we're going to put that into the fridge for about an hour to firm up. I like to put it into the freezer. It only takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's all ready. And then we'll slice it up and it's ready to eat. So that's all it is to it. It's quick and easy. It's vegan. It's organic, if you choose to use organic ingredients. It's healthy for you. It's made from obviously fruits and nuts, particularly. And yeah, if you like it, please leave a like below. Visit our website, fruitinformation.com, where you can find out a lot of information about fruits, benefits of fruits, and how to grow them, and also obviously too what you can make with different types of fruits. So thanks for watching, guys.